Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is Monday night, January the 19th, Martin Luther King Day. Time for the 14 First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. I am watching your comments tonight on the 14 News Facebook page. I imagine we'll have a few with snow in the forecast, so let's get right to that. First off, we have single-digit lows on the way tonight, down to about 9 degrees, and then a mix of rain and snow on Wednesday morning. A little blip, really, not much that will cause any impact. And then we are looking ahead to the weekend, and I've already put alert days on Friday and Saturday. That's when we can see the onset of accumulating snow, depending on how the system tracks into the tri-state. So those are the concerns that we have right now. And we will go past that. Our wind chill forecast starting tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. at about 4 degrees, and it could even be colder than that if we have any breeze. Wind chills will then come up into the lower 20s by the afternoon. That Wednesday morning system pretty well relegated to about the 4 to 7 a.m. time frame at this stage based on the models. And excuse me, we don't have a lot of anything to work with. The cold air will be diminishing as temperatures rise, so we're thinking maybe the start is snow and a switch to rain, but in either case not much moisture, so no accumulations. The bigger story is this next big Arctic wave coming in that'll carry us into the weekend and potentially lead to some snow across the area. I'm going to show you two models now for this weekend snow forecast, and they couldn't be more different. And you'll see what I mean here in a moment. So we're going to start with the European. That's the one that's been showing snow here for a couple of days for Saturday and Sunday. And the main thing to take away here from the European is it is weighting the better chance for heavier snow to the south, or bigger accumulation numbers south of the tri-state. So places like, Hopkinsville and on down toward the Tennessee-Kentucky border, by the Europeans' depiction, would stand to get more snow than everybody else. All right, how much? Now remember, and I'm going to show you this, but these numbers are simply guidance, and they are going to go all over the place. I never post numbers like this, 5 days out, because they're going to change. And people tend to remember the very first number they see. But I trust, since you're watching the First Alert Weather Show here at 9, you're kind of savvy to the weather, you understand these things and how it can change. And when you go on your social media, you're going to see numbers posted out there from other sources, and that's fine, whatever. So this is why all the excitement. The European, kicking out these huge snowfalls like Nashville, Bowling Green, over a foot, and even in the tri-state area here, more than, say, 2 or 3 inches, which is quite rare to ever have a snow that big in the area. So again, take that with a grain of salt. That's simply the guidance numbers today. We're going to look at them every night this week and see how they fluctuate, or if they fluctuate. Sometimes they don't, but usually they do at 5 days out. All right, on the GFS model, couldn't be more different. We go into Thursday, Friday, dry, and we stay dry Saturday and Sunday, and the snow bypasses us to the south and then rolls up the east coast. So when I show you these numbers, of course, there's not going to be anything registering here. And even Nashville, remember Nashville was at a foot of snow on the European, and this is showing 4/10. So what to make of this? Well, the computer models do the very best they can to at least give us an idea of whether we're going to have snow or not and how much. The problem is small errors or assumptions that are made here at day 1 get magnified over time, and so small errors become quite large. And that's why, we don't go by those numbers. But the reason we look at them is to get a sense for, well, what are we talking about here? Just a little snow or a lot? And so in looking at the European model, I'd say, okay, that could be significant snow, a couple, 3 inches, whatever it turns out to be. And need to keep an eye on this and alert folks that snow is possible. Not a lead pipe cinch at this point, but I did want to at least be completely transparent and show you the numbers that may be the basis for some of the alarmist stuff you see out there on social media. So the main takeaway here, at least for this weekend snow potential, I've kind of done a timeline here. So by Wednesday, we should have a fair idea of the track and the intensity of the storm, whether it'll go north or south, if it'll produce significant snow or not. Typically by 3 days out, the models at least are converging. In the best case scenario, the models start to agree and we would have a better idea. By Thursday, and again, considering a Friday, Saturday onset, the track and hazard should be much clearer, and possible amounts then can be a little more trustworthy. And then Thursday to Friday, typically the Weather Service, the National Weather Service, would then issue like a winter storm watch or a winter weather advisory or whatever. And so that's kind of the time frame we're on. So we're very early here in the process. But at least here at 14 News, and our first alert strategy is to let you know as many days out if there could be impactful weather. So that's what I'm doing. But again, we understand, I hope, that there's a great amount of uncertainty here. Okay, so will we see snow Saturday or not? I don't know. Nobody knows for sure. But the models are indicating at least a pretty good chance of it. 14 outside, my lucky number, right? And the humidity is at 59%. I did not see the northern lights, by the way. I looked, some of you have sent pictures to me from over around Hawesville, Greenville. I think they were seeing them there. So it looks like for whatever reason, they were visible more in the east about an hour and a half ago, and they could return tonight. We'll get into that in Science Corner. Anyway, low temps will continue to drop. We're already below the posted low for the day. That'll be updated at midnight. Now our temperatures are much colder than they were yesterday, and our temps are running by and large much below average, especially the high today, or at least the daytime high, which was in the mid-20s, and our overnight low. For the month now, we put a 31 in for today, but keep in mind that happened at midnight. The temperature kept going down overnight and didn't come back up during the day. We're very dry, at least for the last month from December. We're pretty much on target for rainfall so far this month, but we do have abnormally dry or near drought conditions across the tri-state from lack of rain or snow. Your commute forecast then for tomorrow, did you see it there? It's going to be 0-degree wind chills, but clear outside. Right now we do have clouds kind of rotating in from the northwest, but we should remain clear overnight. Once that high pressure sinks down into the Carolinas, we pick up a south wind, which will feed just a little squirt of moisture in there that will support those very early morning rain showers or rain and snow showers before high pressure snuffs that out and puts us back with dry conditions. So mostly clear tonight, down to 9 degrees. Tomorrow we should get back up to 33. The 7-day forecast has alert days on it now, and I put these in for the potential for snow developing late Friday going into Saturday. And if after a couple days the models completely crap out and aren't showing any snow, well, we'll pull the alert days off. But at least right now, I just want you to keep in mind that the weather could be an issue this weekend for travel. The temperature outlook then through the start of February there, we remain well below normal, and our temperatures and rainfall are both actually below normal compared with the typical here in the tri-state. All right, I should have a pet pick in here, and it is not advancing for me. It's hanging me out to dry. Let's try it one more time here. Well, it's just not going. Well, I'll filibuster here for a minute, as Byron Douglas says. Maybe the computer, I'm getting the white screen of death there. Okay, well, let's go back. Maybe it'll let me, and maybe it won't. Oh, there we go. So Kinsey Weldy sent a picture of Jack, and it's Jack's birthday. You see a little green cupcake down there. What dog doesn't enjoy a green cupcake? All right, let me get your questions here. Gee, if anybody's watching the IU game on your other screen, tell me what you're seeing. When I left home, it was like what was it? It was 9 or 10 to nothing. Okay, let's see here. Some of you ready for warmer weather, at least Sergeant Williams is. Carol and Faye Loveless. Will Hobsot see snow? I don't know yet. If we go by the European model, maybe, but we'll have to see. Peggy Peterson having a lot of aftershocks after a 4.9 earthquake in Coachella Valley, California. My goodness. I guess you are. I hope everybody's all right out there. See, we're worried about cold and snow, and you're worried about the earth shaking. We could use a good snow. No ice, though, says Zachary. Donna Clark, I miss our weather. Yeah, well, we do this stream nightly at 9 o'clock and daily at 2:30, so you can catch us then, all the 14 funsters here. JD Rapp, will McLeansboro see a lot of snow this weekend? We can't say right now. There's a chance the tri-state could get some accumulating snow this weekend, but it is too soon to say how much or if. Let's see here. Oh, 10-7. Oh, they scored. Well, how about that? Okay, well, it's going to be nip and tuck the whole way, I'm afraid. All right. Anyway, I went to IU, and you know what? I didn't wear any red today. I mean, I've really fallen down on my alma mater. Hopefully, I'll be forgiven here. I'll be able to wear red tomorrow. A little quick science corner. We have northern lights visible tonight, or possibly visible, depending on timing and if you're out there at the right time. Back on the 11th of November, we had a spectacular display with similar geomagnetic conditions. We had a coronal mass ejection from the sun of radiation that excites the upper levels of the atmosphere up around the poles. It ionizes it basically, and that's why you get the colors up there. And I got a bunch of pics that night, and that one there shows the difference just in an hour, where it was kind of faint and then it was quite bold out there. Our visibility for the aurora tonight, we're kind of in that green to yellow zone, meaning good chance, a better chance than on just a regular old night. And these things happen because the sun sends basically big blobs of radiation our way, geomagnetic radiation. We call that a geomagnetic storm. The Earth has a magnetic field around it. Think of the north and south poles. You know, that's how a compass works. Because of the magnetic field, the compass will point north to magnetic north. And so what happens is when you get these big ejections of energy from the sun, a coronal mass ejection, the particles will follow that magnetic field. So naturally they're going to wind up at the poles. And in the north, we call that aurora borealis, or the northern lights. In the south, it would be aurora australis, for southern lights. And the exciting thing is that when the energy excites the electrons and molecules in the atmosphere, they glow. And that's why we get the northern lights. And they are quite rare to see this far south. The reason we've had a couple, I guess we had a big one, what was that, 2 years ago, and then of course last November, it has to do with the sunspot cycle. Sunspot cycle lasts about 11 years, and you get a lot of auroras kind of on either end of the maximum. So we're going out. We already maxed out on sunspots, and now as we move away from that, we tend to get more auroras. The KP index number was a little over 9 earlier this evening, and a 9 typically would put the visibility of the aurora down along the Ohio River. So that's why we were talking it up, but it is never a guarantee. It's almost as bad as snow forecasting. You can have all the right conditions and still not get the expected outcome, with, in this case, the northern lights. But we have some time here overnight, so hopefully a lot of you will get to see them. And if not, you know, maybe tomorrow, who knows. But by then we're going to be focused on that snow forecast. Oh, now I use 16. Now 17 cents. Okay. Wow. Well, I don't even need to call my daughter then. I'll just keep the stream on here. And somebody could hold their... No, can't do that. That would be highly illegal without the express written consent of the commissioner, right? All right, well, go IU, go Hoosiers, and I will see you, I think, we're on the air at 10 o'clock tonight, like actually on TV. We've had NBA basketball all day long on NBC, and they won't let us get on to do the news. NBC won't. So hopefully we'll get our little opening there for news at 10. I'll see you then. I'll have a few more frames of the GFS model by then. Hopefully we'll have a little better picture, at least more clues for the snow forecast this weekend. All right, I'm Jeff Lyons. Thanks for watching the stream show. See you at 10 o'clock. Go Hoosiers.